Hey, that's okay. I don't need it. Doobie doobie doo. Oh, that's okay. Perfect. There's always a delay. Sorry, everybody. Welcome to the Alex Mascioli show, where we take. That's a good question, actually. What does Alex take? Well, he takes the most interesting parts of crypto and digital assets and breaks it down as best as he can with technical and fundamental and sentiment analysis. So right now, everybody, sorry, we are waiting for the team over at Trade the Chain to come on and start to talk to us about this big announcement. Unfortunately, they are over at the, or fortunately, I guess if you could say it, they're over at the Bitcoin conference. And there's about 25 to 35,000 people over there. And apparently everybody is using Wi-Fi, which means that the connection is awful. So we'll see if they can get that fixed, and then we'll go from there. First of all, am I very glitchy? Can everybody hear me? That's the big question. I can hear myself. That's it. And let's just pull up. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can share my screen. Not yet. Let me do something. Nicholas, AJM, buy the dip, sell the tip, smoke break, huh? Exactly. Julie, hello. Rick Latona, I'd be careful about logging into your wallet while on Wi-Fi at a Bitcoin conference. I would say so. I would think to myself, if I was going to rob anybody, I would just go to the conference. Thank you, Alex. Screen sharing is on. Smoke break. So today we're all getting together to talk about, well, really just to talk about what exactly is this big announcement. And if you're part of the Trade the Chain community, you'll know exactly what it is. And that is that we're going to be going live with the sentiment token. And what does that mean for everybody? Where you can get it, what the tokenomics is, the utility, governance, and what's in the future. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And I think it could be a pretty big deal. And I can tell you, once things get listed, I think it'll be like falling dominoes. So first of all, let me share my screen so everybody can see what the heck I'm talking about. There we are. What's up? What's up, Ken? Thanks for coming by. Nick, AJM, yeah. Tan, hello, Rob. Good to go. Why aren't you in Miami? Maxim asked. And that question is, it's a great question. And the answer is because of poor planning on my part and my inability to see just exactly how big this conference was. And through no one's fault but my own, I missed it. And that's what it comes down to. I'm actually here in Houston. We are working diligently with the crew here for one of our investment properties to get everything up to snuff. And of course, once you do a little renovation, as most people know, you find more problems. Like the air conditioning unit was leaking, on top of the fact that the roof also has holes in it. So which means I got to do those things. One of those deals. And that's what's going on. Someone described the Bitcoin conference as a coked up dumpster fire. Yeah, I could see that. Weston, hello. Peter from Spain. I don't know what time it is over there, but I'm glad you're here. So, first of all, for those who are not familiar, Trade the Chain is a sentiment analysis tool. And what's great about it, and if you don't know, I know a lot of you people use it right now, a lot of people that are on this call, and what's great about it is that it can pull in data. And it's one of 5 different crypto companies that has a direct API integration in Twitter, which disseminates these millions upon millions of tweets, gives us a sentiment score on top of doing the crawling throughout all the interwebs, the exchange blog posts, and everything they get their hands on to give us a score of what to potentially invest into. Now, everything at Trade the Chain is not investment advice, but investment opinion. And it's up to you to do your own research and all that great stuff. But if we look at some of the things that they've done in the past and even things right now today, take a look at this. If I was a trader, which I'm really not, and you guys can know that, this is what I would take a look at. Trust Swap, Thorchain, Swissborg, Nexus Mutual, and Cello. And these numbers in the middle with 90% accuracy is what's going to go up in the next hour. 3, 2, 2, 1.3. And then on the high side, maybe 6, 6, 6.2, 5.5, 9, and 4. So that is essentially the trade the chain program in a nutshell. And today, what we're going to talk about is the sentiment token, why it's going live today, what it actually does, the tokenomics, and everything there in between. So I am just sitting here waiting for the guys to come on, and I thought I'd just chat with you all until they get here. And that's the big thing. Porphyrogenitis. I think I nailed it. Stream, I had started to worry all your planes went down the sea in the Caribbean. That is those ballers. I fly coach. Actually, I'd just do the plane if I could. Amir Khan, hey man, I have 10,000 zero tokens. How to participate in IDO? That's a great question. I'm going to have to, well, actually, you can do it right now. It is going live right now. I'll let these guys talk all about that. Bruce Wyatt says, I followed you for a while and I think you miss it in regards to future of XRP. I saw it as skyrocketing after the lawsuit. I agree with you 100%. I think it will skyrocket after the lawsuit. And there's no debating that. The real question is, where will it be in 5 years? 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. That's what I wonder. Tegan Hill says, launching a TT still. Yes, exactly. And we will see. And if you're just joining us, sorry that you just get to listen to me. The problem is that the guys over at the Bitcoin conference in Miami with the other 35, 40,000 people, and apparently everybody's using Wi-Fi. So very hard to stream. And we'll go from there. Alex says he's going to hop on in 2 minutes. We'll see. Alex has to do smoke breaks. These are important. These are the things that have to happen. Which makes me think about my next piece here. Ah, it didn't come up. Has everybody followed the... let me pull up my Twitter account. So there's a new indicator. I don't know if anybody has seen this yet. The Alex Mascioli smoke break index. Pretty important. I know there's a fear and greed index. I think that's okay. But the smoke break index right now, Alex and the entire team is under max pressure. So that means a lot of smoke breaks. If you're looking for, so now you can add that into your fundamental, sentiment, technical, and then smoke analysis, what's going on. So yeah, again, sorry about this. We're just waiting for Alex to jump on to the live stream. And again, we are talking about what's going to happen with this TTC token, the tokenomics, the utility, the governance, and where you can get it. And I think I'm going to try to press Alex in this little mini interview to see exactly where it's going as far as exchanges. Now that will be interesting. Let's see what he says. All right. Buford T. Justice, classic. Dukes of Hazzard. The SEC must be reaching a limit with the judge in the Ripple case soon. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think another lawyer just stepped down, that I heard right. Tar and nicotine act as a protective coating. Yeah, for your lungs and alveoli. That's true. The Vasic says, any thoughts on AMC? Yeah, you know what I think about the AMC? I think it's if you were an early investor in AMC, you got rewarded fat. But just like we see in the crypto markets, as everything goes parabolic, there is no reason whatsoever to jump in at the very height. And I have to give respect to the team at AMC, because they actually came out and said that, hey, this stock is super overvalued. And of course, you know what? I wonder what the stock price is. Let's see, 5 days. Well, gosh, what a massive run up. Look at that. $27 to $67. Pretty good. That's in 5 days. And now it's down to 47. So yeah, it's going to cool off. The problem is, this is the thing. This is why I think everybody should, if you're going to start trading and get into the markets, I think everybody should start. They should all start in crypto, because that's where you really can see if you really have ice in your veins and are able to do these things. Because I can tell you right now, from $67 down to $48, I'm sure people were losing their minds. Imagine, because they're not used to that. They don't know this. And it's interesting to see. And I think if you start in crypto and you're like, 15%, it's a Tuesday, who cares? So yeah, I can see that. So my thoughts are this. My thoughts are it was overbought. It was massively overbought. It can't keep going up. And it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Go right back down to fair market value. And that's what we got. All right. Smoke index. That's right, Trey Nichols. Who are these guys?
Whoa. What's this?
Smokey and the Bandit. You're right, David Haynes. My fault. Buford T. Justice. Smokey and the Bandit. So, gentlemen, thanks for showing up. We appreciate it.
Sorry about that, Rob. As you very nicely and politely gave us an out in the beginning of the show, we actually, just doing some finishing touches. It's a little bit of an ordeal to get this all launched and stuff like that. So we actually trading will go live actually in a little bit while we're doing the show, and we'll let you know.
So let's back up. So we're all here for an announcement, and for those who are new, I explained what Trade the Chain actually is, the program itself. So sentiment analysis, you're one of 5 companies that has a direct API integration into Twitter. It disseminates millions and millions, possibly billions of tweets to give us a sentiment analysis on top of scraping the interwebs and the exchange blog posts and everything else. Because let's be honest, news moves the market. And if you're looking for an edge, just Trade the Chain, right? Which was you guys over there. So congratulations on getting a winning product. That's what Trade the Chain is. Why are we here today? That's the question.
That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
First, let me introduce, everybody knows Ryan. He does the daily show with me.
Hair of crypto.
But NFT hair of crypto. But we have Nick Mancini, who's Trade Chain, our chief community officer. And so a lot of people, members who interact with him in our Discord and stuff like that. Now here he is on camera. So participating live with us, Trade the Chain.
This guy right there.
Get yours on. Yeah.
But no, so what we've been working on since February was a governance and loyalty reward program token. And it was something that really actually was derived from a couple of different companies that we like and follow and that we talk about.
Absolutely.
So like Voyager, Steve and his crew, and what they're mapping out for their loyalty program, as well as like Simon over at StormX.
Exactly, yeah.
Both people who we've had the pleasure of spending a lot of time with during the course of this weekend at the conference. But yeah, it's to reward our members at Trade the Chain and offer them benefits to outside partners. So maybe they use different companies for whether it's staking or trading. And through the loyalty program, since all these guys are people we've done business with for years in crypto, we partnered up with them. And then now if somebody uses, let's say, I don't know, a certain swap exchange, they get reduced fees. If they use a certain centralized exchange, they get reduced fees. Dash.
Dash, exactly.
Talk about Dash.
So we have a partnership with them that's going to involve yield rewards, staking, and ultimately everything that that Danish has done with this token has been for the community, right? This token is for all of our members, for all of the community, and it's our way of saying thanks for helping us build the greatest community in crypto trading. Bar none, hands down, our members are the best, and we're so happy that we have them. So that's why the Cent token exists.
Okay, so got it. So, well, real quick, let's do a recap. So the Cent token was designed and made for the TTC community, it sounds like.
Yes.
Right? And then for everything that these guys are doing or will do, because that's the whole thing with sentiment analysis, to do a bunch of trades, you're looking at reduced fees, reduced transaction costs for these trades that are done by TTC members, right? So here's the question. Which exchanges are we able to do that on?
So
can we talk about that?
Right now, yeah, so right now, one of the reduced trading fees and incentives at exchanges are part 2 of the loyalty program. So right now what we're doing is it's a 2-parter. So if you are a Cent holder, that is what enables you to have these. So what we are doing for the exchanges, since the initial IDO is happening on 0.EXCHANGE today, it is actually, we have to put it on centralized exchanges. So we're putting it on our partner centralized exchanges in end of month, beginning of July. And then those exchanges will announce, because we need to go on to a liquidity partner there. So we're just finishing up some of the centralized exchange work during the course of this month.
So basically what Alex is trying to say is that we're going to have a lot of news for everyone coming in the next month or 2 that we think you're really going to like.
And I just wanted to, for one thing I want to know, you only see us on camera right now, but there's a couple of different people in the room one of them who won't go on camera, but we have Danish behind us off camera, who's finishing up the liquidity pools. He'll be on the sec when he's done. And then we have everybody's famous Graham from 0.EXCHANGE, who, as everybody knows, is famously anonymous, who's over there. But we have the whole team and the whole ecosystem right now with us, completing this launch project.
Okay, so okay, great. So we've got
the contract address is in the description on the first line. I just saw that on the chat.
That's a great question, by the way.
Yeah. Sure. So we have that. So we have the contract address. They can go to 0.EXCHANGE, correct? They can just go put it in there, and they can buy their TTC tokens and go that route. Okay.
So Rob, I think what's important with this, right, is to remember that this is just a fair launch, right? We're just putting it on the exchange and letting the fair market and letting the community determine what the price is. We're not selling this to anyone. We're just making it available.
Yep, and if people go into the contract, they'll see that Treasury has an extended 6-month lockup, and we have an inflationary mechanism in the smart contract as well. So we're doing this ideally, and like Ryan said before, just wholly for the people.
Absolutely.
Great. That's the big thing. I think these lockup periods, remember the good old ICO days when there was like, here's the token, and then people would buy it and like, there was no lockup period. And all of a sudden, like, surprise, suckers, then off you go. Okay.
No Lambos for us.
No, not at all.
Who needs a Lambo? You know what you guys should get?
Ramen noodles than lockup.
Yeah. 2018 Grand Caravan. That's what you need right there.
I know somebody who drives one.
Rob, I think you've gone too modern. I want one with the wood panels on the side, right?
Oh, no. Well, if you get that,
96.
if you get that, you have to go buy those white New Balance shoes, and then jeans with like a trestle type of belt to be in full dad mode. So anyhow,
you don't have that already.
Well, I do, but you can only see me from the top up. So okay, so the TTC token, it's great for those reduced fees. Let's talk a little bit about the tokenomics. How many are out there total? Any kind of other utility we want to talk about? We'll talk about governance. Let us know exactly how this all works. Let's start with tokenomics.
Sure. Before we get to that, someone in the community asked which chain the token is available on.
Yeah, it's a really great question. So this is why we chose 0.EXCHANGE to launch this on, because it'll be chain irrelevant. For those of you who don't know 0.EXCHANGE, they have bridging feature and architecture that allows you to go over to AVAX, allows you to go over to BSC, and now Polygon, which they just recently launched. And that's coming in with Ethereum tokens, wrapping it, bridging it, and deploying it on those chains. We are doing this on Ethereum, but you will be able to cross bridges, do other stuff. Also, our yield, I also saw one in there about our yield farming pools. Those will come in about a week and a half time. And of course, we'll have crazy incentives for people to participate in those pools, and we'll announce that.
It's also important to note that all of those updates that Alex just mentioned will be in the community week over week. So like that'll be the first place that we let everyone know is in the community, so they stay up to date first before everyone else.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay, so talk to us. So did we talk already about tokenomics real quick about the max supply?
Yep. So we have 1 billion minted. And then we'll have burn and capture tokenomics to it. So it'll be like, for instance, let's say you do an execution, you'll have 1% burn, 2% pool reward for liquidity providers, stuff like that. And we can have Danish go into how that all works.
Okay.
When he's done plowing on the computer over there.
There's also a charitable aspect to this whole thing. Right,
Yes,
Alex?
there is. Go for it. Charity is your department.
Is it now?
Yes.
So the transactions, right? So a 1% match from what's happening transaction fee wise goes into a wallet where we're going to donate to a charity at the end of each year. So anytime you transact in cent tokens, whether it's to take advantage of the rewards or yield or whatever it is that you're doing, we're making a charitable contribution at the end of the year. And what we'll do is we'll put up a handful of charities that accept crypto, and we'll let our community decide which one that we allocate to at the end of each year.
Gotcha. Well, that's
Love our goals.
yeah, goals. You know what? So as I was thinking about this, I mean, 1% for charity is great. I mean, very good. A lot more than what a lot of places do, let's be honest. But then as I'm thinking about it, I would assume, and I don't want to assume anything, but I know you can't say it because this is all going to be rolled out. But if we're talking about trades and moving forward as far as trades and those reduction in fees, I'm going to surmise that perhaps this cent token is going to be on more than one exchange. Let me just keep that as simple as possible. Am I correct or incorrect in saying that?
You may be correct about that, but we're going to keep that under wraps until the time is right to let people know what we have in store for them.
One of the things that we've taken, obviously that's all the fun top secret stuff that we have to keep under wraps till then. But one of the things that we take into account is one, we've worked with a lot of counterparties in the ecosystem globally over the years. So we've spoken to all these counterparties about what we're doing, about partnerships, listings, etc. But one is that we now have a lot of experience and feedback from our community on where they trade, what is the easiest, what platforms they like, both in the US and globally. So we have targeted platforms both domestically and internationally, specifically for future listings, so that our members and people who aren't members, although we'd love everybody to be, who have the token can transact on it as quick as possible.
You know what? And this is what I was talking about. I was talking about the Bitcoin conference, and I said I think this is going to be a catalyst for things moving forward the next months moving forward, because it's not about what you know, it is who you know. How many people have you guys connected with in that conference, especially with what's going on with the TTC token? Just a question that I had.
I'll tell you right now, Ryan and I did a deal the other night with somebody that everybody knows in this chat in our community, and for listing and liquidity and market making for the cent token. I mean, it's about business. Although you see the fun pictures that we post on social media, with parties and Lambos and get-togethers and famous crypto people, what you don't see are the boring photos, which are us actually doing work. So it's been very, I think it's been really helpful after a year and a half to just connect face to face on our meetings. Right?
Absolutely. Seeing people in person and having conversations with them face to face, having dinner with them, having, drinks or coffee, whatever it is, depending on who we're meeting, you know, it enabled us, it put us in a position where we think, and you know, it's just the community and scent holders are really going to benefit, you know, in the coming months and beyond, for sure.
And I just saw some chat about you can't add the token to 0.EXCHANGE, it won't recognize the address. Well, that's because Danish over here in the background is not done doing his work. So he will be done doing it during this show, hopefully at some point. We'll see. We're having some Wi-Fi issues, but we're getting it done.
These things happen. I know, like Alex has hinted to me before and after when we do those live streams. Hey, there's this thing coming up in TTC, and I was like, yeah. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to sentiment token. And I know you guys work your tail off, and we appreciate it. So let's see. It's just now it's just where the rubber meets the road, and this ought to be interesting times. We will just say so. Great. So look. We can't really delve into these exchanges. We can't delve too far into some other things. We can just kind of say, this is what's going on. And this is the first time we've announced this. This is nowhere else. This is only to the TTC community, right? And if you're watching this show, there's a great chance that you have a membership already to trade the chain. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. Like Alex just talked about, if you want to go get it, you can get it. So great. This sounds pretty good. Let's talk about, can we talk about the governance part of the token, or you want to do that with Danish?
You know, well, so the governance, the reason we included a governance token, originally we were going to have two tokens because we have a second phase to the Trade the Chain platform that we're working on. But we decided to consolidate the governance feature into the loyalty token. And what that's going to be is we have phase 2, which is a platform within Trade the Chain for the members, where we're creating something really super special that we can't announce yet, but it's a sentiment trading instrument. I'll leave it at that. And people are going to be super excited to have another thing to trade.
This has been more than a year in the works.
More than a year in the works.
Over a year.
Think of a centralized spot exchange combined with a derivate options exchange. But this isn't a contract on future on future price or something. I'll hint to you this: it's something we already provide to people, and so that's what we're working on. And this governance token is going to have the ability to, one, allow our community members to vote on the simple loyalty programs and various other things that we do in the community. Yeah. But also will act as a governance token to this trading instrument that we're going to be unrolling.
You know what? So yeah, all these things sound great, and we'll get to those in some time. But I was just thinking about, going to 0.EXCHANGE and being able to use, multi-chains is great. I thought about it, back in 2017, when it was like everybody had this these insider pre-sales and everything was going on, there was no fair market value that Ryan was talking about, and no one could really set it. They could set it, and then all the whales would get it, and then all of a sudden you get some secondary minnows, and then you get all the suckers or whatever else that would come in. But now it just seems like it's just out there for everybody. You guys can set the price, because whatever Absolutely. It is, and then you've got $1 billion to choose from. This is like a pre-sale of a pre-sale, without having to go through all.
It's the democratization of finance, right? It's
right.
The whole ethos of crypto, bringing that opportunity to the community. It's what crypto is all about. Where you don't have, pre-sale people, you don't have an IPO syndicate, you don't have all of that you have in the traditional equities market. All of the benefit goes to our community. Our community knows about this before anyone else.
Yeah, and one of the things that you just said, so it's fair market, there's no selling, we're not selling it or anything. So it's opening up to everybody at the same time. It gives there's nobody walking around with Cent token before this thing goes live. Okay, so there's no pre-sale. We're not selling it. This isn't an ICO. It's a fair market value offering. One thing I just noticed in the chat was from Why's the name, I think.
Why's your name?
Why's your name? And that is something we actually forgot to mention earlier. Another feature is we're going to be, have different levels of ownership of the token, and at those different levels, you actually get rewarded back a certain percentage of your membership price as well. So at the top level, you have a very, very inexpensive membership. And even at the first level, you get off a very large chunk of that monthly membership. So you're earning back the membership with the more you hold. So great question. Why is your name?
Hey, real quick, let's back up all the way to the very beginning. I should have asked this question earlier. Talk to us about the community, because when we first, Alex, when you told me about this, well, you and Ryan, I was like, well, that sounds good. Let's see how it does. In the beginning, it started off so small, but talk to us about when it started, because even I can't remember, and how much it's grown to today.
Yeah, I mean, when Ryan and I were discussing this with you, and I'm a little distracted. Eric Ben, CEO of Changely, just walked in. He's a very, very powerful figure. But when we were talking to you, Rob, back October 16th is when we launched Trade the Chain, the platform.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
And I remember we got our first and we were ecstatic. We were like, oh, this is so cool. This is going to work. This is the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
Now we have thousands of members, and it has grown, and we have ambassadors we pull out of the pool. We tap them for those positions. Mm-hmm. We have a vibrant community that is through 23 time zones. So we have members in every livable time zone in the world. Global. And it's just so tremendous. So that means by having the 23 time zones, our Discord is 24 hours a day. And then Nick Mancini, he's the guy in charge of it all. He works with all the ambassadors, and he helps answer numerous questions from people that are at the new level to an intermediate or expert level in trading. Everything from simply how do you set up a MetaMask, or how do you do this, or how do you do a swap or a bridge. So all of our ambassadors and all the members, they help everybody out. It's so cool to see this thing go.
And also, what's most important, the culture that Nick and our ambassadors have worked to build in the community. We have a positive, welcoming, embracing, and education forward, like family-oriented community. So many online communities have trolls, and they have vitriol, and they have toxicity, and we just. For the most part, we have almost none of that. And when we do have it, it's handled by the ambassador, it's handled by the community. And we can stand here and say that we've built such a great culture, and we owe all of that to our members, for sure. Our members, our ambassadors, and of course, our chief community officer.
Yeah, and Rob, I mean, really, we have great trading signals off our sentiment. We have great SIGDEV alerts, which are new coin listings that we put to members before the exchange even announces them. Those are great, and they make people money. But at the end of the day, it's the learning and education.
Absolutely.
And we get these members at literally at all different levels of crypto knowledge, and they just help each other out. It's very supportive. We have a fantastic group of women members in the community, and it's awesome. Members
of all ages, all backgrounds, all resource levels. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what your background is. All comers are welcome, and it's shown. I mean, yes, we have an incredible community, and all the diverse opinions and experiences have really made it such a unique place for people to share ideas and research and what have you. That I'm a member of a number of trading communities, and this is by far the most vibrant one I'm in. And I'd say that even if I wasn't at all affiliated with it, it's amazing.
And Rob, I want to add too before I forget, because you know how I forget very often, is that our members are the reason why we're here.
Always.
They're the reason why we're launching Send Token. They're the reason why we have Trade the Chain, why we go on YouTube every day. And because of that, our members are getting allocated based on their vintage, on how long they've been a member, trade the Send Token. So we're going to have a claim page up. It'll be next week, and where our members go in, and we know how long they've been there. We know when they signed up, and we're going to allocate them free Send tokens based on their vintage. And we have members that go obviously all the way back to October, and so some people are going to have a lot of free Send token in their bags.
Some will have a nice little airdrop there for sure.
Yeah, well, great. So thanks for all that. It's a lot of stuff. Real quick, tell us about that airdrop. I don't know if it's even called an airdrop for your members. When is that going to take place? In Q3, Q4?
No, that's going to take place this month. Okay, we're going to put the claim page up next week, and it basically what it is, because Unlike an airdrop where you say, hey, I want to airdrop to all the Shibu Inu people, it's easy to look up all their address of the holders, right? And then you can set an automated system and drop them stuff. But here, we don't know our members' wallets or, because they're not holders of our coin. So what a claim page is, and it's much like when a token does a swap and they have anonymous wallets, is that you're a member, you're gonna put in your information, you're gonna put in your wallet into the claim page, hit submit, and we actually are going to decipher how long you've been a member, and then send you the tokens based on the vintage.
That's pretty cool. And then a couple of things. When you talk about community, the thing that the thing I always remember is Marky. Remember, so Marky's been like one of the OGs. She was like one of the first ones to sign up, I think. And something happened where she downloaded some nefarious, that's Chewy, some nefarious type of app on Google. And I think she lost a ton of her crypto. I forgot which one it was. I don't know if it was Cardano or something like that. Yeah. And she went into Discord. She told everybody what happened. And of course, immediately everybody said, let's make it up to Marky. And didn't they donate a bunch of crypto back to Marky?
We had incredible. First of all, Marky's incredible. She's she is pretty great, and she basically is the leader of the women in the group. Teaches them so much. She's learned so much. She's had so much success that she actually left her day job and is full-time crypto investor.
Really?
So
I didn't know.
She is. Yes. She made that announcement a month ago, and congrats to her.
It's amazing.
Yeah. What happened was, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because I had her on the show for like a little snippet about what not to do. And she was so cool. She's like, let everybody learn from my mistakes. So I'll try to link that. It was like months and months and months ago. Yeah. So, but go ahead.
No. So the way the story goes is that, like a lot of people, she clicked on a link. It was a malicious link. And it took 10K. She publicly announced it. It took 10K of her staked Cardano. And one of the community members, and we were early on, looked at how many members we had in the community, divided it into 10,000, and had all the community members, and it came out to a little, like maybe $50 a pop, and everybody donated back the 10 grand that she lost. And from that, she just told the story to educate and warn others on how not to fall for this again. So,
but that's just another
the power
example.
of a tribe.
It's the power of the tribe, the power of community, and it doesn't matter where your community is. It can be in your local town, it can be among your family, or it can be online. If you have a community, your community is there to uplift you and to support you when you fall, and they help you get back up. And seeing that, it's so inspiring, because you just don't see that in online communities. And that just goes back to what I was saying before about the culture and the positivity and the support that we have, all because of our members. It really is unreal.
Yeah. And by the way, we have great sentiment trading signals. That's why people joined to begin with.
And real-time actionable alerts.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a community in Twitter, and everybody's super positive, so I don't know what you're talking about. So on top of that, so we talked about a little bit about the utility and to reduce the fees. And then of course you're going to put up that information box so people can actually get their send tokens. Talk to us about, because you guys worked with Dash with the cryptocurrency and the guys and the team at Dash. What did you guys do over there to get Cent token, and how did that all manifest? And what does it all mean for Cent holders? That's the big thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, our members got a deck based on what we had, and it explained actually the Dash reward system. So, what I will say is that, we're going to their FastPass network, but there's a number of rewards that are available through Dash, interconnected with TTC. So
we're going to announce a lot more about that either this week.
I don't want to. We don't want to steal Dash's thunder, because they're actually announcing something next week.
So we'll let them take the lead on that announcement, and once they're ready and once they're solid and they're ready to go with that announcement, that's something that they want to make because of how excited they are about it. So we don't want to eat their lunch on this live stream.
So a couple things I've seen from the chat is, one, what is the listing price of the token? So the fair offer launch, Danish, what's the fair offer launch price?
1 cent.
1 cent. And I'm gonna say something. Listen, Ryan and I, when we were going through this with all our advisors and everything,
Yeah.
we actually took a little bit of how our minting and pricing action was going to be from our, buddy Simon Yu and what they did with StormX and how that looked, and added some deflationary stuff to it. But it's going to be 1 cent. And then as far as Janine Hogg, I believe, who's going to list it? Well, everybody's going to find out shortly, but we can't mention it for now.
There's only one way to find out, and if you remember the old Heinz ketchup commercials, good things come to those who wait.
I got to tell you, I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say, and you guys can neither confirm or deny this, but if you are talking about the different exchanges that your members are trading on, both in the USA, internationally, I'm just gonna bet that it's going to be a good amount of exchanges that you've already are working with, and if that is the case. Yeah, I may be right, I may be wrong, but this is, and let me be extremely clear to everybody. This is not financial advice. This is just financial opinion, and this is just my speculation because these guys can't give me anything. They can't give me any information. It sucks, but really, if you think about it, I would think that'd be a lot of exchanges, and if we talk about, let me ask you this question, and this would be a good one for Nick. When you see a bunch of listings for cryptocurrency tokens on different exchanges, it gets sent out as an alert on TTC. How well do those tokens usually do when you see a bunch of these alerts?
Sure. So it's what's called the Coinbase effect or the Binance effect, depending on who you talk to, right? And depending on the token, depending on where else it's listed, you often, not always, but you often see a positive reaction in the markets from a coin listing. And we'll leave it at that, right? So this is a utility token, and this is for our members, and we want them to benefit from it. But aside from saying anything else, I mean, when the time is right, we will let our members know where this token may be listed.
1 cent.
Let's do this.
Get 1 cent.
1 cent.
Yes, 1 cent.
Why don't you get 1 cent?
By the way, Rob, also I'm stealing your job here by looking in the chat. I apologize. But a few things that I wanted to clarify is, Spiker Kings asked, U.S. residents can participate.
Good question.
They can, anybody globally can get this off of Zero Exchange.
It's a fair offering.
It's a fair offering.
It's not a sale.
We haven't sold it. There's no pre-sale. It's going out on the swap exchange at the same time for everybody around the world.
Yeah, which is
exchange.
Sorry, decentralized exchange.
Yes.
Thanks, Danish. You're welcome.
Just making sure. I think this is one of the first times U.S. residents don't have to worry about anything. Like, well, it's just a fair offering. It's on a DEX. So
Ken Keller asked, will U.S. residents have easy access? If you have access to Zero Exchange, which if you have a MetaMask wallet, you do, yes, there is access for U.S. residents.
So here's the web address. It's 0, like the number 0.exchange. Let me see if I can only blow that part. 0.exchange. Then when you go there, it says launch the app. This might take a little bit of bandwidth, but just like how you connect your MetaMask wallet, that's pretty much how it goes. And
so absolutely. So
okay, wait, hold on a second. This is breaking news. Done?
Yep.
We're live.
It is live.
Yeah,
on
buddy.
Zero Exchange.
nice.
And put in Donish.
Good
job. Donish, get in
Can you
here,
tell
man.
everyone how to access it on Zero Exchange, Donish, please?
Yeah, we just launched on Zero Exchange. You can literally just go on Zero, go to the swap page, scroll down. Actually, you might need to add the contract.
Yeah, you do need to add the contract.
Contract.
That's why people were asking for it.
Yeah.
Contract is first line in the description.
Right in the description.
Yeah, just add that in.
Hey, you know what would be great is if I just peeked over. There's Donish. I thought Donish had an accordion because I couldn't see it that well. I was like, who's Donish?
Let's play some tunes. Well, yeah.
This little squeeze box one.
Yeah. Hey, I was gonna say, why don't we do this? If that computer is hooked up, is it possible that we could show everybody to go from zero exchange to launch the app to get into the tokens and all those things on the computer that we're actually streaming from? Is that a possibility?
On that one, yeah.
Yeah. Here,
Danish,
go for
do a screen.
Let me do a screen share. Hang on.
Do you have the contract address, Sandy?
I do indeed. Hang on. Okay, Danish.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to screen share you, and the contract is in the paste. On
There
the
you go.
clipboard.
Done. Thank you. Alrighty, so everybody can see the screen?
Yep.
How are you, Rob? I haven't seen you in a while.
What's
it's been
up?
a week.
It's been a long time, man. I'm bummed. I was excited. I was like, Donish will be there. I get to meet Ben's finally and his dance moves.
I know. I am. So this is your exchange, you just see, and you just click launch the app.
And then real quick, just so everybody knows who Donish Chowdhury is, is it the CEO, CFO for the Bitcoin CEO of Bitcoin?
Founder of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CEO all this stuff of the Bitcoin.com exchange. So he's not just like, hey, you put that
And
mop down.
also Founder of Phoenix Token as well.
Exactly. So no one's like, hey,
And as you can see, he's very tall guy.
Large man.
well, Donish, who'd you used to play for?
But what?
Who'd you play basketball for?
Oh, I played basketball back in Cal, at Berkeley.
There you go. That makes sense.
Look at that Berkeley guy. He's no dummy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so walk us. So Donish, walk us through this. Walk us through this.
Okay, so we're on zero exchanges swap page. So you land over here, you get to learn what zero is, etc. What it shows you is the latest transactions that have happened. So a lot of people have bought X, a few others here and there, and then you go to the swap page. And now in the swap page, since you are, I think Alex is connected to BNB. We launched on Ethereum. And so we're going to switch back to the ETH network. There you go. So now we're back on Ethereum. And now we'll be able to see Cent token very easily. So here, we could also soon we'll make Cent like one of the default tokens that comes up from zero whenever somebody kind of lands on.
Awesome.
So
okay.
We go down to select a token. So he's got some zero, he's got some ETH, etc. But he's also got.
And this is where we paste in that contract address.
Yep.
Now the whole world knows what I got.
Yeah. Now you know what. Well, technically you don't have anything because I.
God, what a.
No, I meant zero. They know
What a baller! 0.1 ETH. Watch out.
And, big baller right here.
Shot caller.
So we press enter and it should show up. It's taking its time right now because the W Hotel Wi-Fi.
So that's how we do it. Okay.
Right. So you can see that Cent just showed up, right? Cent right here.
Got it.
As soon as it happens that immediately after you set up a token, it has a default logo and everything. Over the next 3 or 4 days, it'll be on CoinGecko, it'll be on CoinMarketCap, you'll see it everywhere. And you can easily do some things.
Okay. So
and
that's
then,
and then
you can select USDC. And there you go. You can buy. Ooh, it's actually gone up quite a bit as soon as I listed it. So it was 0.1 cent per dollar, and now it's 0.14 per dollar. So it's gone up 40% just during this stream.
so what I
listed it at a very small market cap. The free float was about $500,000.
okay.
And so now is really the time to get into it before we start releasing all the governance things that we've been talking about, all the future project, all the future milestones that we've got going on, which will be released when time comes.
And then for me, full disclosure, I bought some already as Donish was talking, so I think we're good.
Joey Bison.
Look how large this guy is compared to.
I know.
I thought I would.
I'm like a towering hulking dude. Right
Like,
now.
I am not a short guy.
I know. Biggest guy in crypto, best guy in crypto.
I'm not the best at anything. Or the biggest guy.
He's the fattest guy in crypto.
I'm the fattest guy in crypto.
Not the entire Cent team right here.
Oh my God, it's funny.
You are
All
the
right.
Cent.
I am the Cent team.
So before we take off, so that's kind of wraps up in a nutshell, I think, right? When can we get back together and make these big announcements? When's the next? What's the timeline for the next big announcement?
So what do we do while we're all here in Miami? What do we do? We can have another sesh with you to kind of walk through the timeline of the ones that we've got going on.
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
When we do like the roadmap of stuff, like, how the next 6 months as we envision, including a offsite and stuff, whatever we were talking about.
Sure. Yes.
Cool stuff.
Mhm.
The wallet, that's gonna have some really cool features of chat enabled everything and sentiment analysis within it. And
Whoa.
various other partnerships with sentiment token listings at Changely, our friend from.
Hold on,
Changely.
I know Rob wants to see him. So here we have Eric, CEO of Changely.
There he is.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, Jay.
He looks, look at his
Gosh.
face, he looks so healthy. So healthy, that's him right here.
Look at this guy. What's up, man? I haven't seen you. God, I think we talked like 6-7 months ago. We did some kind of like live stream or something. That was it. And then all of a sudden, like, what happened to Ben's? Oh, he's in this country, and then he's out of this country, and then he got booted out of this
He's
country.
quitting from jail with McAfee right now. That's what he's doing.
All right.
But no, he's one of the Cent ambassadors as well. I roped him in. He's gonna help promote Cent everywhere.
Absolutely. I think Cent has a really strong sentiment.
This
Nice,
guy.
Ben.
And for everybody who doesn't know, Changely is one of the oldest crypto swap platforms around. They're amazing. They have a partnership with Alex Mascioli and
I
Celsius.
know the business better than you do.
I know, but I like talking. I like just
talking a lot.
So if you haven't checked out Changely, definitely check out Changely. Check out Bitcoin.com exchange too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tons
Hey,
of good
Ben.
stuff to come.
Yeah, Ben, tell us real quick about what's new with Changely, because you just said that you guys have a partnership with Mashinsky over there at Celsius, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we got a lot of great, exciting things going on at Changely. If you haven't already seen, actually, we went live with Changely Pro a few months ago. So pro.changely.com is our kind of like entrance into that spot exchange experience and kind of giving our large partner network a closed loop kind of like exchange experience to kind of make it easier or more efficient for them to have a more kind of exchange like environment in addition to the great swaps experience that they already do.
Big things.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like this. Then you got GoPro over here. Let me see if that comes up.
Pro.changely.com.
Yeah, pro.changely.com, UTM
It's
stores.
okay. It's not as cool as Bitcoin.com.
It's not as cool as Bitcoin.
I mean, I know you're trying to catch up to me, but it's.
I mean,
By the way, in case anybody hasn't noticed, Ben's is freaking tall too. So we got two of the biggest guys in crypto here standing next to each other.
This is ridiculous, really. I'm 6 feet tall and
Yeah.
I feel like a child. This isn't right.
Feel like an infant.
I've been on Trade the Chain a few times before, and each time keeps getting better and better. I'm so proud of these guys, and also the Cent team has done an amazing job with this project. Changely is happy to support it. Bitcoin.com, I know, is happy to support it as well, which is why we're all here to really give the people what they want, and that's some sense.
That's some sense. Perfect. Nice lead in, Ben's. Nice. I wish I could have seen the Ben's dance moves. I missed out on this conference.
Boba Ambassador says it's not coming up on the search on 0.EXCHANGE. You have to put in the contract address.
Which is
and press
located
enter.
It's in the description.
in the
First
description.
line,
And once you add it, it'll show up every time.
right beneath us. Please.
So let's see. What else
Or
we
you
got?
could just reach out to Donish on Twitter. Like,
He handles
fine.
support.
Please don't.
Oh,
My Twitter
jeez.
has blown up over the last 4 days, but.
Okay,
So
so let's
guys,
see.
This has been great. It's been fun. I don't think there's anything else to add, is there?
Is there anything else, Ed?
I don't think
been
so.
It's been a full hour. I think we're good. So let's get together, Danish, tomorrow or sometime, and then we'll talk about this roadmap about the big stuff that's coming up.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, all our members,
Great job,
all our
everybody.
viewers of YouTube. Really appreciate it.
We owe everything and all of you. Thank you so much.
We do what we do. This is why Trade the Chain has brought scent to the market.